Hi, welcome back to our little town of. Oh, right, we were going to rename this, weren't we? Lake Valley. That's not a good name. Let's rename our little town that will eventually become a big city. We won't build it into a big city, but that's our plan anyway. We'll name it River Crossing or something. Info. Here we go. Riverton. How original. All right. So, at the end of the last episode, we're running into power issues. Our power is just starting to fail. It's up. The budget has been turned up to 100% for our power. And, but the good news is we had unlocked our next tile. So let's go ahead, take a look at this tile here. Going either of these ways, we'd have to cross the water, which just, I mean, A, isn't realistic, and B, they don't have things we want. This one does have another highway connection, but it's way over there. This one has not only the highway connection that we do want to redo, it also has a rail connection. See, it has a rail. It says it has sea and air as well, so $7,400 is kind of a lot of money. It's almost half of our money, but it is very worth it at this point because we want to expand our industrial up into this corridor over here. And our main intersection we're planning to have here. So, and then we'll get rid of this one. So, this is a good buy for us because our industrial can have a cargo hub over here. Our main street can connect to the highway. And it just gives us a lot more room. So what we need to do right now is fix our power problem, which we are not going to do with more wind turbines because they cost a lot. What we do need to do is get something like coal in here. Output of 40 megawatts. Let's look at this. Output of 8 megawatts. Heck yeah. So we're getting, what are we getting? 24 out of these? Ooh, 26. 26 consumption, 24 we're producing. So this produces 40, which is way more than we need right now, which is a good thing. So we're going to continue our main road up here. Another 2. I want to save a little bit of room to make our intersection over here. I'm thinking just because this is raised up, it's a bridge, we're just going to keep the highway raised up once we can get those roads. And keep it raised up, have a big roundabout underneath, and then be able to connect through to the other side with our surface roads. So that'll be good. We'll just continue connecting. I'm gonna just do same thing as our other main roads. I'm going to only do every other node here to keep the traffic flowing on the main road. And then for these ones we can connect through, oops, on the little side streets. We don't actually need them everywhere, but we'll just go ahead and do it. So, the name of the game is more power, more industry, that's our demand right now, and more residential as well. So let's go ahead and just fill in this neighborhood with our residents, get them going. And we've also got our industry stuff happening. But first we want to put our power plant in so we don't. And so we need probably a lot of money for that. Let's see how much it costs. 19,000. We've got, what's this, $760? Woo! Let's look at our money panel. Taxes, nope. Loans. How much is this going to cost us? $253 a week for $60,000. So we're going to take that. Now we've got $60,000. I'm going to pay back this loan because it's costing us $400 a week. That's $150 more than this one. So we're going to pay that one back. So that's fine. You've still got $45,000 to play with here. And we're going to put in our coal power plant. Now, one of the main things to know for these power plants is that you want them the first thing available from your freeway access, which will be over here in the future and is right here right now. So we're going to plop this right in the middle here. And then we're going to take our industrial stuff and go like this. We're also going to make sure our water pipes are running all the way up here. I'm going to go ahead and hit play, but our water pipes run all the way up so that they have water in industry land. So, main thing for your power plants, good access to the highway, because if you get a big traffic jam in here and your power plant was like way over here and your coal couldn't be shipped in and reach there, you're out of power, your city's dead. So, that's good for now. We're waiting for our next milestone of 1,000, and we're going to get there very shortly here. So, oops, I didn't reload. I still have my floating highway in the sky here. Sorry about that. So, let's look at what that comes with. We're gonna, oh, there we are. There we got it. It comes with park areas. Very important for leveling up. People want recreational opportunities. Also comes with industry areas. Also important because it gets rid of this highly pollutive industry. We can do things like forestry and farming. Oil and ore are still pollutive, but usually those things are kind of far away from the town. We can do landscaping. We can flatten out land. Parks and plazas. Very good, very good. Bunch of policies. We're not really going to get into that. You can kind of pick and choose to save money. These are all pathways. We've got industrial roads, which are a lower upkeep cost. So those are nice for industry areas. And then keys we won't really get into. That's late game. But we've got parks and plazas, which are very important. We've also got a high school, public library, and that's just more high schools. High school people are going to want soon. Parks and plazas, very important. People want leisure in their cities. If you hit a stagnation in your residential demand, it's because people want to be entertained. So, you'll notice around my school here, I left this whole area open because I want to put in a park. So let's find one that fits in here. Some of these are rather large. This one fits right there. So watch all my little red houses right here. Click. Now, oops, come back, parks. Now you see they're not all super dark red. We still don't have, that is because they have access to a park. They still don't have a lot of access to parks. They just have one park for all of them to share, so they're not like super happy about it, but they're more pleased than they were. See, these guys don't have any parks. These guys don't have any parks either. So parks are very important for your people to upgrade. And they're always going to want entertainment. As you get more and more into your city, your people want unique buildings to go and visit for tourism purposes. And it makes your city look nice. See how boring this looks? It's all the same. Sea of houses. You have this little park in here. You have some open space, some breathing room, which is how real cities are too. So you want that. Now we're going to dive into our well, first we're going to put in a little bit more industrial over here just to keep them moving along. I'm actually going to unzone all of this because we don't need them over here and we're having a water problem. So let's take a look at our water. Availability is low, but our budget's only at 50%. So we're just going to knock that up to 75. Call it good. Make sure we're still making money. Always keep an eye on your little number here. Make sure you're still making money. So anyway, green space, very important, makes people happy. Trees make people happy. So in our little landscaping tab, we have pathways. And because I have the parks DLC, I have all these different pathways. But just vanilla, you have pavement, bike paths, and gravel paths. In this particular park, we have gravel pathways that we can actually connect to. So we're going to go ahead and drag that out. And look at that. We now have a connection on this side of the road. People over here will walk across and just walk through this road to reach the park rather than walking all the way down here to the entrance of the park. And we can even connect it more in different areas and come into our trees. Get the same type of tree we have over here. Let's see, I think it's, nope, not that guy, this guy. And we can put in more trees, which is lovely. So then this whole block turns into a beautiful parkland. Nice green open space for people to enjoy. We'll get some little ones in here too, because not all trees are giant, right? And it looks like a nice extension of the park. More land for people to enjoy. We're all loving it. I meant to have Chirper open here so we could see. I think that fresh water is basic stuff. Yeah. Your Chirper helps you if you're not on top of looking at all your bubbles. Your demand bubbles like this. What do these guys want? Let's see what this guy wants. Not enough customers. We need more residents, but we don't have much residential demand. So to create more residential demand, what we do have demand for is a little bit more industrial because we took out all this stuff over here. This pollution, by the way, will go away at some point. So we have demand for some more industrial, so let's go ahead and give the people what they want. More jobs. And the more you give people what they want, the more people will move in because they say, hey, those people over there are happy. Let's go be happy like they are. So we'll build more industrial. And we should, at some point, get more happy people in here. So, like I said, to create more demand, how the park was making these a little less dark red than these ones. Let's add in some more parks to make these people more happy and say, hey, this is a nice place to live. You probably want to come live here. So let's put in a little park. That's not a little park. This one's a little park. This one's a little playground. This one's just walking, like just pathways and stuff. So let's put in a little playground. It is going to take out a few houses, but in the name of happy people, we'll put in more. So see, now they're turning blue because they have pretty good park access now. So they're happier, and you're going to see our residential demand starting to creep up here. It's at a third right now. So even though we have good residential demand, we're kind of out of room in this neighborhood. So we're going to continue our neighborhood this way. And I'm just going to drag these streets straight out from where they are. And I'm going to go a little bigger on this side. Yeah, to match up with that side. That side's about three units. I call it 3 units. It's 30 units long. And we'll bring this one up too. Heck, why not? And we'll worry about our main artery road in a moment, momentarily. Now, before I put in more housing, I'm going to put in another park. What kind of park do we want? A dog park? Dog parks are fun. So if you zoom out, you can see this green bubble of happiness that will surround your places. So you want overlap in those to help. And we are going to continue spreading out this way. So I'm just going to put it all the way at the end of this neighborhood here. And I'm actually also going to put another one of those little playgrounds, small playground, right next to it. So that this becomes a very attractive place to live. So then watch when I put in these houses here. They'll grow in pretty quickly because this is a nice street to live on. It's got 2 parks on it. People like that. Now, we're also going to be wanting to think about our high school soon. And like I said, this neighborhood is serviced by this elementary school. So then another neighborhood about this big is going to need another elementary school about right here, which is another reason I put these parks here, to make kind of a little square of niceness. We'll change up the road pattern and see what that looks like. So we'll get there. Let's check our water is not coming over here yet. So let's go ahead and put that in. Go up to our guideline there and just continue watering the land. These people will get more customers as we come in, as we grow in over here. Some of them might abandon, and that's okay. That happens. Small towns have businesses that pop up and leave fairly quickly all the time. It's a problem that will fix itself if you're taking care of your residents. As long as your residents are happy, these people will eventually follow suit. But what our residents want right now is even more industrial. So let's decide what we want to do with that. I think for now we're just going to kind of continue our industrial district over into here, because then we can put some more trash collection over here. We already have our sewage dumping out here, so it's okay to pollute this corner of land for the moment. Commercial doesn't really care about being next to industrial, and we're not getting into building big industrial parks right now. So remember I said T intersections are better for traffic flow. So we're going to put, actually, this one connects all the way through, so I lied. We're just going to continue this road up here for our industrial land. And we might even connect, we'll just connect these through. We can come into our junctions tool here. Traffic routes. This is a useful tool if you're having traffic problems. Sorry, let me get rid of that menu. Traffic routes. You can click on any road and see where everybody is going. So right now this is the only way in and out of the city. You can see everyone's spreading out. Most of our traffic is purple, is private vehicles. So it's fine. You've got some trucks coming in this way, but overall it's fine. With this, you've got trucks coming in. Only trucks really drive around here. For our commercial roads, you've got private vehicles as well as public transport. So over here we're making goods in our industrial zone and they're transporting it to the places that need them, which is good. Very good. We've got our industry land growing in over here. Let's make sure they have water. On our garbage processing, looks like it's really low for some reason. So let's go ahead and put in some more garbage processing over here far away from people. But it's good to have your garbage processing spread out, one on this side of the city, one on this side of the city, so it can get to everyone eventually. This is polluting into the water here a little bit, but so are our sewage outlet pipes. So eventually you would come through and clean this up. You'll unlock your bigger sewage treatment plants, which can be inland, and you can deal with your water a different way, your wastewater. But you build your industrial zone in the beginning to service your little needs, and then once your city grows, you can move your industries out to the outskirts and reclaim this land for shopping centers and offices, or maybe even residential if you need it. All right, so we're getting some abandonment over here, and that's totally fine. You do need to delete your abandoned buildings. They bring your property values down. You can see property values somewhere over here. Right here, the money sign, land value. So blue is about medium. See how the coast is all blue? If you put houses and parks along there, it's going to turn green real quick. But this is a nice part of town that's not polluted. It's got parks, it's got a school, so it's pretty good property value right over here. And then commercial's also nice. Now, how can we help these commercial guys be happier? Well, first of all, we have some residential demand, so we can fill this in a bit more because what the commercial guys really want is more customers. More customers means more money for commerce. So that's good. They'll come in. But what we can also do to make these guys happy, just like residents being happy with parks, commercial people are happier if they have parks. So we're going to look in our parks tab here. We've got lots of green space. We've got this cute little Japanese garden. That might be cute. A little merry-go-round might actually be super cute. And then we've also got a tab here for plazas. I like to do plazas for commercial areas. To me, it looks more normal. Go on your lunch break working at the retail store. You go sit in the plaza and have a nice little lunch break. So I'm going to go ahead and put a plaza right here. See their little happy faces? These buildings will turn, oof, boomtown. The buildings will turn more blue like the houses over here are turning blue. Boomtown, we got another square. Transport is the biggest thing we're going to be looking at on this one. People love public transport. Again, just like the parks I'm putting in, brings up property values. And we have access to highway roads, finally. So maybe we'll work on our highway intersection. That'll be a good one. Now we also have, this is a big one, we have a cemetery. So people are going to start dying. People moved in a little while ago, and now they're going to start dying. So we need to give some sort of death care. But the good news with these is they are not like landfills. They are not pollutive. People actually view cemeteries as parkland. So that's our main service building that we're getting right now. Anything else servicey? And transport. Okay. So transport of dead people and transport of live people is what we're going to be focusing on. So I'm going to put in another, no I'm not, this is 15, space already occupied. Oh, my clinic is right there. If you put in a special building like a medical clinic or a fire station, you can't just demolish it by putting a park or something over it. You can't build another building over it. But anyway, the park will make people happier. We can actually spread out our commercial road network here a little bit more. So let's go ahead and do that. With these road markers, if you go out 15, see the little blue line that shows up over here? It shows up right when you hit 15. So if we hit 15, then we can come down, meet that road guideline mark. So it'll be right in the middle of our next neighborhood connection over there. And we'll just continue this road straight on out. So I'm going to put in another plaza there because these guys are still kind of like not bright blue like these guys are. I'm going to put in another plaza, kitty corner, from that one. It lights up purple. These ones become more blue. The buildings become happier. So please remember to delete your abandoned buildings as you go along. They will eventually become happier the more residents we have, which we're almost out of residential space. I think I can put in, yep, a little bit more along this side. And then we can also start to spread out a little more over here, which I might do with a high school. So our residential demand is not super high. Why is that? Well, let's look at our levels over here. We've got enough electricity. We've got enough water. We're going to need to look at that soon. We've got trash. I think this is broken. It should be up here because everything is green and we don't have any icons popped up like these showing that trash is piling up. So for some reason this is glitched out. School. All right. Here is why our demand is stagnating. People want to be schooled. We have 351 eligible to be schooled. What about high school? we have 0. So there's these people that are going to start dying, and they've never been high school educated. So what we need is another elementary school, and we need another high school. So remember I said a high school does 2 to 3 times more than an elementary school. So I'm going to put in another elementary school over here. I'm also going to break my road pattern. I've got 2 parks right here, so I'm going to put my elementary school right in the middle. It's going to make these people happier here. You'll see the road light up green if I unpause it. There we go. So that can support another neighborhood about this big over here, which is great. But all these people that have been elementary educated would now like to be high school educated, and we need more money for that. So we're going to play. We need $2,000 more. Or not even. Play until we get to 24,000. So this can support 2 to 3 times more. So I'm going to put the high school right here in the middle between the 2 elementary schools. I'm going to take this block and just go boom. Look at how happy they are. We do need some water though. So this will keep our residents happy. It will make our demand start to creep up over here. So always make sure your needs are being met. Our needs were starting to not be met. And it was causing a demand problem, which would cause bigger problems in the future, like our city failing completely. So now we've got a huge amount of demand for residential coming in. I'm going to continue on building out this little part of town, filling up our residential demand, and we'll come back and we will look at our new highway intersection and maybe the start of what kind of resource do we have over here? We've got some forestry, we've got some farming land here. So maybe we'll start on the beginnings of forestry and farming and a little bit of a cargo hub on the next episode, and I will fill in the neighborhood a little bit more to keep our demand going, to keep the growth we need to support said industries. Until next time.